Driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. Big game, James Worthy, Karan Butler.
Got a new Worthy.
Yeah, you do.
Put a little,
Look at the bounce to it.
got a little bounce to the Worthy clap.
It's changing, and I like it.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, add a little something to it. I'm Chris McGee. We got Brez over here. We got Allie and Trudell working the post-game reaction from the Lakers. Lakers win a big one. Go up 3-1. What a great game. Denver continued to put pressure on this Laker team. Multiple times the Lakers were up 10, 11, 12. They could not blow them out, Karan, because Denver just kept coming back. But a big win for this Laker team to go up 3-1. By the way, that's right where Denver wants them, everyone says, right? Not this time.
Yeah, look, you got to give a ton of credit, you know, to the Denver Nuggets for this continuing to fight and try to pull away. You know, they was going uphill for quite some time. The Lakers did a remarkable job at holding them off, you know, for extended periods of the game. But Coach Vogel, wow. Inserting Dwight Howard into the starting lineup, addressing the rebound issue. And, look, the second chance points in our favor. AD didn't rebound the ball particularly well, had the ankle sprain, the little tweak, but was still able to just fight through. Rondo played excellent basketball all the way around, you know, inserted his fingerprints all over this quality win. And then LeBron, just being LeBron down the stretch.
Yeah, I think the key word I would use for tonight's game would be poise. The Lakers came out strong. AD came back from the last game with redemption on his mind. Very aggressive in the first quarter, almost unstoppable. But I agree with Karan. To me, the I don't want to say the player of the game, but I think the guy that set the tone was Dwight Howard. Getting a double-double, you know, in the minutes that he had. And I think, you know, that energy kind of transferred, he and AD both. And I think you're right. You know, they fought off Denver's comeback. Denver's going to come back. A lead with them is nothing. You have to play as if you're behind all the time. So I think, you know, they had really good poise, hit some shots when they had to, and the defense was sticky down the stretch.
That's good. Dwight Howard, guys, in that first quarter, we keep talking about it. It was a big move by the Lakers. 8 points on 4 for 4, 8 rebounds, 4 of those offensive. The Lakers scored 37 points in that first quarter. They have a 7-point lead at the end of that quarter. Jokic only 1 field goal attempt. Gets in foul trouble. Huge. Lakers, now we have to give them credit. We gave Denver credit for hanging around, but this Laker team was winning the entire game. And all that pressure put on them. They hit the free throws. They hit the shots when they needed to. They got rebounds. Karan, you mentioned the second chance points. Plus 19, 25-6, plus 8 in rebounding. Completely flipped the script from game 3. A lot of credit goes to this Laker team. They did what they had to do. Remember, this is the Western Conference Finals. It's not going to be easy. If you think the Denver Nuggets are going away, they're not. It's a great team. Lakers did what they had to do to win.
Yeah, I love the fact that, you know, you can win a game from being up the entire game. You can win a game from being behind. You can win the game with late game heroics, and you saw that with, you know, Anthony Davis hitting a huge pin down shot. So, you know, look, now you just got to close them out. But like Big Gabe said, they like being down 3-1 for some reason.
They really do.
They got the Lakers right where they want them.
Series, the Denver Nuggets are down 3-1. I think this time it's going to be a little different. Let's go back to Orlando. Playoff Rondo, speaking with Mike Trudell.
All right, Rajon, quite a finish to this game. I want to ask you about the offensive rebound, the big one, with about 30 seconds left. You're on the weak side, spread out to the three-point line. Take me through your thought process there before you get in to grab that board.
I knew we were running down late in the shot clock, and I just wanted to make a play. If the shot didn't go in, I want to give us a chance to get another possession at it, waste some more time off the clock. Didn't make both, but made one, and I think it was a decent play to make at that time of the game.
You know, don't even know the total playoff games that you and LeBron, just the two of you guys have played over the course of your careers. Where does that kind of experience come out the most in a game like tonight that's this tight?
Just poise and confidence, keeping our composure down late game in the stretch, and we were able to come out and execute on both ends of the floor and get the W.
You guys know this Denver team doesn't quit. That's been pretty consistent throughout the playoffs. What did you see from them, and how were you able to kind of keep them at bay in that fourth quarter until you eventually won the game?
Well, I think it changed when LeBron went to Murray. You know, 6'8" guy, defensive player on him. It was tough to make those shots he's made on all the small guards. So Brown took the challenge, he set the tone, and we were able to get some stops and get out and run.
All right, and the last thing I had for you, Denver playing really well defensively, really packing that paint. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to try and still get in good shots, get yourself in places to get good shots, I should say?
Just let the ball find the right man. You know, they're clamping the paint down. Myself and Brian got to do a better job taking care of the ball, which I think we did tonight, and we got our shoes open looks.
Rajon, appreciate it. 3-1 Lakers have the advantage here in the Western Conference Finals. Appreciate it, man.
Rajon Rondo, we got to talk about him. Playoff Rondo, everyone likes to call him around this time of year. In that third quarter, he was big. He had 8 points. Remember, he had 0 at the half, but 8 points. And then more than that, you see in the fourth quarter, the offensive rebound Mike was talking to him about, the 7 assists, the 5 rebounds, the extra possessions. That's the thing about Rondo, Karan. At the end of the game, you're going to look at that stat line. You're going to say, man, Rondo's close to a triple-double again. But it's the extra things.
Yeah, but this is what I love about Rondo, and I've played with Rondo, and not on a winning team, but he made the environment feel like winning in Sacramento. But he has a unique way of just getting everybody in their respective locations. That's what he does. He just calms you down. Even LeBron sometimes, he'll get the ball to Rondo and just be like, okay, I feel at ease because he has a high basketball IQ. KCP cutting to the basket, easy by the basket, put it in the paint, easy too. And defensively, and then offensive rebounding. He just does the little things.
There was a big play at 105-102. Murray attacked. LeBron gets the block. They go down the other way. Rondo jump stop at the free throw line, just like you were taught when you're in third grade.
Freezes everybody.
Freezes everybody. Looks around, no one there. Takes a nice 15-foot jumper, nails it. 107-102. Last bucket of the game, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that was it.
He is a basketball encyclopedia, okay? He's not going to do anything like too spontaneous. He's not going to try to be too creative. I mean, he's creative, but he's not going to try to do anything. He surveys the situation. He and Jokic remind me a lot of each other, of how they think and how they can read defenses and how they can read the moment. There was one moment when I think it was Morris fouled out. They were, it was getting tight right there. And Rondo called everybody in. I don't know what they talked about, but he had everybody in a huddle, and he was just like talking. He saves coaches timeouts for what he does on the floor. He's so good at what he does on the floor, recognizing the momentum switches, the energy of the game. It's amazing to watch him play.
Let's not forget game 2, when Frank told us Rondo goes into his ear at the timeout. You want me to throw the ball in? Yeah, I do. Get in there, and then he just throws that bounce pass. I mean, he's just done little things along the way that add up to huge things. That makes sense.
From his decision-making standpoint, and I always tell people this, like pure point guards in the game of basketball today, it's Chris Paul and it's Rondo.
Yeah.
Those are the last 2 pure point guards in the game of basketball that gets it and that always find a way to make other guys better and put them in position to make key plays.
Our producer, Ryan Trainer, gave us a good stat, too. He is climbing up the charts on the playoff list for assists.
Yeah, he's close.
There he is at 8, 1,049. He just passed a couple of great players, the late, great Kobe Bean Bryant, Scottie Pippen. He's got Nash, Larry Bird in his sights. He's just climbing up.
You know all those names in that top 10 right there? Them Hall of Famers.
Hall of Famers.
And it's not by accident.
Hello.
He's done it, and he's done it year in and year out. And
you know what that means too, James? You've been in a lot of playoff games in your career.
You're a winner. He just passed 11 championships right there in Pippen and Kobe.
It's funny too, Laker fans. I mean, this was a rival for a long time, Karan. This is the Boston Celtic. And he comes here and you ride the emotion with him and the roller coaster, and he has these unbelievable moments and other moments where you're like, oh, he's forcing it. But man, you get to these games, you want him on your team.
I'll say that again.
You want him on your team.
Ain't that right, Brad?
He used to be a Celtic?
Was he? Forgot about that.
Remember.
All right, let's get you to the highlights so you can check them out here. Lakers.
At least. Well done, Mike. Appreciate it.
Good job, Mike.
As always. Plenty more ahead here on Access Sportsnet Lakers as we get ready for Game 4. Rajon Rondo keyed the Lakers' fourth quarter comeback on the defensive end. All 3 of his steals in Game 3 came in the final period.
three-point line from the Lakers. I think they shot the ball well from the field in total, just not well from three-point range.
Yeah, all great points right there, Jeff. And I know being a member of USA Today, you have to cover both sides, not just the Lakers. So Denver has to be feeling some pretty good momentum. What are they going to do tonight to try to make it a 2-2 series?
The one thing that I'm watching this Denver team, Mike, throughout the, even before I got here, but especially since I got here late in the Utah series and then for the Clippers series, is the idea that this team plays the same way, whether they're up 5, down 20, up 10, and that sort of relentlessness is what wears the opponent down. And so that's what I've really appreciated about this Denver team throughout the postseason. They don't get too flustered. We saw how many deficits they overcame in the last round, especially against the Clippers. And so this is a team that plays the way Mike Malone wants to. They keep trying to play defense. They keep trying to get stops. And then they do have enough versatility. I just mentioned it a little bit. They don't always know where their third scorer is going to come from, but they do have that versatility with the way Jamal Murray can shoot the three, get to the bucket, and then they really do love to use Jokic out on top. Now, I will give the Lakers some credit defensively. The way they've switched, they've taken away some of the Joker's three-point looks, and I think that's really had an impact on the way Denver plays. And I think the Lakers want to continue to limit what Jokic does from three-point range.
All right, Jeff, obviously the Lakers lost.